Good afternoon to you. My name is Delvin Owino as your host for this show, that is Soccer 360. And do not forget, you can interact with us. Social media handles as usual. Bottom of the screen, hashtag Soccer 360 on Twitter, and WhatsApp number will be appearing on the screen. I'll be reading your comments and feedback a little bit later on. So what will we be discussing today? Gor Mahia's problems continue, and we'll be looking at into the international scene. We'll be focusing on two midweek games, two teams that can are trying to actually pose a threat to Liverpool's defense of the titles. The two Manchester clubs, City and United. City will be taking on Brighton, and United will be taking on Burnley. We'll be focusing on those two games. And then on to La Liga, something we don't usually talk about here. But is this Atletico Madrid's best chance of winning a title since their triumph back in 2015, 2016, if I'm not wrong? Now, the two pundits who are going to help me dissect and inject all this information, none other than Bruce and Kevin. Happy New Year, guys. How are you doing?
I'm good. Happy New Year to all my fans. It's good to be back. It has been a long period of holiday, but it's good to be back.
How are you feeling it? And then you're wearing a Gor Mahia jersey. They're not doing too well at the moment?
That's a problem we'll discuss in big. I explain why the problem is there, but
you know the exact problem.
Yeah, we know the exact problem, and we want to correct it.
You want to correct it?
Yeah, I want to correct it.
Fair enough. You see, you're talking like a member of the Gor Mahia board, like you know what exactly you're going to do to rectify all the problems that's there in Kogalo.
We'll also vie there. If the problem is not them, I'll also come there and vie for that seat.
And
do something.
You have our support. You have our full support, Bruce. But it's good to see you again this year. This is a past Monday show. Very good to have you here. And of course, Paps.
Yes.
Kevin, Mr. Kevin himself.
Yes.
Should I tell you Happy New Year again? I've seen you, I think, twice.
I can see the New Year is really treating you good.
You know, sometimes you have to like scare these people a bit.
Yes, you have to scare them.
You know?
You have to move different.
You have to move different, exactly.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I am proud of you, though. I'm good. Happy New Year. I can see the New Year is full of blessings. We thank God.
You thank God, but as well, you as well, you're a Gor Mahia fan.
Yeah, I'm a Gor Mahia fan. Gor Mahia is letting me down, but we know the problem.
Arsenal have improved Gor Mahia now.
We know the problem, and we're going to deal with that problem.
You're going to deal with the problem.
Yeah.
You have my full support. Anyway, let's just start off by looking at the results from the FKF Premier League this past weekend. As we mentioned, Gor Mahia there, 4-3. What a game that was to start things off. What a thriller. Let's just have those results for the FKF Premier League. As my director brings them up, there are the results. KCB still unbeaten. Is this their season, though? Too early to call?
It's too early.
But they're looking good at the moment.
Looking good.
Funny enough, they're unbeaten and don't have a draw. So it's very funny.
Unbeaten.
And they are conceding goals. It's only 4.
Good defensive record.
Yeah.
And some people normally say defense is what wins you titles.
Yeah.
If you keep the opponents out, you don't concede.
But you know, so far KCB has not gotten a team which can actually go strength to strength with them. So I think they're just on a roller coaster as per now. But
you don't think they've gotten the real test as of yet?
Exactly.
Now Zukaricho Bandari 1-0. Another good game here. Sofapaka 4, Mathare United 2. 6-goal thriller there. Did you see this coming? Mathare, a very good team. Sofapaka as well, a very, very decent outfit. Did you see this coming?
I think Sofapaka have started coming up from the shadows. You can see them winning some good games. So I saw it coming because Mathare United hasn't been the same as last season at comparing with this season. So Sofapaka is a good win. It's a good win for them.
Now,
it gives them hopes.
Okay. Paps, the next result there, Leopards 0.
I called it.
Wazito 1.
I called it, and I told you very well. Leopards will start the season on a high note, but when games reach to 6 games, they'll start.
They're very
excited.
Off.
Yeah. They started it. And
but it is good for Kimanzi for the win because he started in a good note.
Yeah.
You can see Wazito coming from down there. You remember they were down there, and this season like they're almost going for top 1 or top 4. So it's good for them what they're doing now.
Top 2. Top 4. As you say, top 1.
Top.
Anyway, you viewers at home, don't worry, these are two Gor Mahia fans. So if you're an FC Leopards fan, get typing on that WhatsApp. Become a keyboard warrior and type on that WhatsApp messages. I'll be reading your comments a little bit later on. Now, Sharks 4, Gor Mahia 3. We'll touch on that game. We'll also have the highlights for that. Nzoia Sugar Western Sima 1-1. Homeboys, Tusker side of the season very poorly.
Very poorly.
Yeah.
True.
And credit to them, they have actually turned things around. They look very, very decent at the moment. I think they're in third or fourth position, if I'm not wrong. But Tusker FC is a team that we all know. They'll be challenging up there for the title.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're always
definitely.
challenging.
Definitely.
Yeah, okay, so now let's just move on. I'll just ask my director to please bring up the highlights between Kariobangi Sharks and Gor Mahia. I don't. A 7-goal thriller there, Kariobangi Sharks coming out on top against reigning FKF Premier League champions, Gor Mahia. Now, guys, Gor Mahia, what's not going right for them? The season has started off in a bit of a sour note, to say the least. You say you know what the problem is.
The problem is big, but I'll just go where it
No.
start.
No.
You
Give
can
me
just
all
say
the problems.
you can just say if you don't motivate your players, they can't motivate the team and play very well, because Gor Mahia have been having strikes. If you don't know, because behind closed doors, you don't know the problem. They have been having strikes. They have been going on strike. The last game they were supposed to play, they didn't go. Like most of the players didn't go because of the money. Because if you don't give if their salaries is not be given, you cannot play. Why are you coming to play for a team which cannot give you a fare to go back home? You're using your own money.
So your problem, you're saying the problem is that the players have not been paid, and in return they're not giving their all for the club.
Yeah, why should I play for a team which cannot pay me? Why should you work for somewhere where you're not paid? So you just leave. I will just stay at home.
But is it easy? Is it so easy to just leave?
I know it's not easy. It's not
you're under
easy.
contract.
It's not easy, but you're under contract. Remember that, because if you miss a game, that's like a problem, a problem for the team and for you. So if they're not motivated, and changing of coach, giving interim new coach who just come in, Carlos, it's just a problem.
Now, Paps, do you think Carlos will turn Gor Mahia's fortunes around this season?
It'll be a bit hard.
Do you think he has what it takes?
Yeah, he has what it takes, because he has managed some of the top teams in Africa. He was in St. George's in Ethiopia. He took St. George's, I think, to CAF. No, the club in Angola to CAF semi-finals. So he has what it takes. But the problem is, and I said it beginning of this season, like if you're bringing in a whole new team, a whole new set of players, honestly, you don't expect them to perform immediately. They need time.
They need time to gel.
And honestly, you could see in that defense that those were schoolboy errors. A player like Andrew Juma, who was performing really well in Madari, coming to Gor Mahia and making schoolboy errors, honestly just tells you they're not gelled enough.
Now, if you're a new coach heading to a team that's down, they don't have the motivation, how do you get into this camp and motivate these players? Because he clearly mentioned they're not motivated since they have not been receiving their salaries.
I think they have not been motivated since the beginning of the season, but I don't know what Carlos will come with tactics, because he said he wants to know the players individually. So I think he'll maybe come up with some idea, and we'll see maybe a turnaround for the Gor Mahia team. So you have to wait and see what he does.
Now, perhaps if you are the new head coach, how do you get into the camp and motivate these players that seem to be demotivated?
In this case, it will be a bit hard for Carlos. To motivate these players, you need to make them fall in love with football again. Because to the extent they were playing yesterday, it just shows you these players they don't enjoy playing that football. And I think the first thing to do is make sure the players fall in love with football again. If not, then his work will be very hard.
Do you see them challenging for the title this season? Slow start. They still have a number of games in hand, though. But do you see them being up there where we are used to seeing them be?
I mean, definitely. If he gets his tactics right, like this is not the first time Gor Mahia beginning of the season has been in the relegation zone. So we are capable. We have the set of players who are very experienced players. The John Masharias, we are capable of winning.
We are capable. We are capable. The keyword there.
Exactly.
Gor Mahia fan.
Number one.
Number one. Bruce, do you see Gor Mahia challenging or even winning the title again?
I won't say now, because if the problem is still there, I don't see it changing anything. You'll just see God on the top 4 or something. But if the problem is not corrected, if Rache doesn't do something, clearing the fee of the players, then you're having a problem, because we have now a sponsorship called BetSafe, and he plundered the money like they're being paid annually. So I don't see the problem where he is,
But
where you
fair
don't
enough.
pay the players their money.
Fair enough to Gor Mahia. They've been having problems ever since.
since.
Even last
Yeah,
season,
exactly.
the season before.
And they still perform.
And they still win the title.
I still perform, but
Yeah.
it reaches a time at a boiling point where you say this
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough. This is the time we stand on our own. If you don't stand, then they'll just be taking you as a fool.
Do you think the players might be looking at this and saying, okay, we've brought in an international coach. Of course, he's being paid huge, loads amount of money.
Yeah,
And our salaries are still pending.
yeah.
But listen, if you're a player, should be wise because Gor Mahia is a very big club. It's a very big club in Africa, and you're representing the country in CAF Confederations Cup. If you're a player, you should be wise. I know there are problems, you're not being paid, but use that platform that you're being placed on to market yourself out to the world. Because you've seen it, the likes of Michael Olunga. There were problems ever since. They were not being paid salaries. But where's Olunga now? He's playing in Japan and he's earning huge money. So I think these players should use that platform to market themselves out into to Africa. And you never know who can pick you, which team can
Even
pick you
Europe.
up. Even Europe can pick you up.
Yeah, but I agree with Paps because most of the Gor Mahia players, if you look, they have been marketing themselves and are going to Simba, and Simba is not bigger than Gor. So I think they should just do something.
Do you want to start a problem with Tanzanian?
No,
Tanzanian
I'm just
here?
saying the truth because Simba is not bigger than Gor. That's a fact. That's a much fact.
Oh my God. Okay, go ahead.
So I think God should just come up and stand up back and take us back to the big leagues now.
Is Simba bigger than AFC Leopards?
Yeah.
I mean, definitely.
Very far.
What are you
Very
talking
far.
about?
Very far.
This is biasness right here. AFC Leopard fans aren't here from you. But let's just continue here with Gor Mahia. CAF as well, they didn't perform.
Yeah.
Got humiliated, to say the least. What next? What next for Gor Mahia?
Honestly, what next? I think even CAF Confederations Cup will be a huge uphill task for them. So I think they should just concentrate on the league.
Focus on the league. Do you think they should also as well just focus on the league? We have seen Gor Mahia, they normally participate in CAF year in, year out. And
But
not being, I'm not being disrespectful to your team, but they actually never just, they're just there to make up the numbers.
it's true.
It's true, and
So, and I agree with what you said. It's better for them. Let them focus on the league, given that they have not started well. Let them focus on the league and probably try win it again because in CAF, they're just there for the numbers. And I'm not being disrespectful.
yeah, it's true. In CAF, they're just there for the numbers because they're actually big kings, big league
Yeah,
clubs.
you know the teams from
the
up
Zesco, the
up
Napsas.
north, yeah.
We are facing Napsa next. So CAF has its own. Before we reach there, we need first of all to clear out the nonsense that is around. We need to have a proper structure so that we are able to compete with the teams like Zesco. These are teams which are properly structured, the likes of you see Algiers from Algeria. These are teams which are properly structured, and this is business.
Yeah.
But for Gor Mahia, I think they're taking this in football industry as a joke. So they need to first of all clear out the structure, put in line proper measures so that they can start competing with the big leagues.
Structure, I think I do agree with you. I think structure is the main problem at Gor Mahia. And Bruce, do you want to add anything regarding your team before we move on to the international scene, or have you said your piece?
I think I agreed, perhaps we should just have a good settled down house so we can go and start challenging the big cups. You can't just go for the big cups. You're just wasting money for nothing. You're just going there and being beaten 6-0 and then coming back. What's that?
But they're getting money for being there as well. So
Doesn't make any sense. You could have just stayed at home and watched Netflix.
Because that is immorality, honestly. Because how do you whipped 4-0 in first half?
How do you go and be beaten 6-0 and then coming back and then you're waiting for us in Twitter at you just landed? Oh, we have landed for what?
The funny thing is, you call yourself a footballer, my friend. You're a footballer. You rather go play in Kawangware primary school.
you're done with Gor Mahia here. But fair enough. Fair enough. I've heard what you've said about your team, Gor Mahia. I know you're going through some pain right now.
It's painful, honestly. It's really painful.
But anyway, guys, let's move on to the international scene. And I know you've at least Arsenal are doing you proud.
They're actually doing very well, Like at this point, like at this point, we're actually doing very, very well. A team like Chelsea were about, I don't know, they were 12 points ahead of us, and now 3 points ahead of us.
Imagine the pain Kevin would have been. Gor Mahia on this side, on the local scene, giving him heartaches. In the national side, Arsenal almost being relegated.
I think at this point I could move to Magari. What do you call it? What does Ronald call it? Magari Langalanga. I think
Gary, yeah, Formula One.
Formula
Perfect
One.
spot.
It's a perfect
I
spot.
think
I
yeah.
will have gone support Lewis Hamilton because I know he'll win.
You will.
Anytime.
Yes. Anyway, we're not talking about Formula One here, but you give Formula One a lot of stick. That I know. Now, let's just see results from the English Premier, fixtures for the English Premier League this midweek, and there they are. Anything to look forward to on Tuesday? Burnley United, that we'll be touching on. Wolves and Everton, that should be a good game.
Sheffield United, is that their first win? Or?
I'm not here talking about Sheffield United here now. Wolves and Everton, I need a prediction for that game. This will be a very interesting game. Wolves being at home.
I'll go for a draw.
Going for a draw, a score draw, or
Of 2-2.
a 2-all draw.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I give
Bruce,
it a Wolves. Wolves 2-1.
Wolves a victory 2-1 to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Wednesday, we'll be touching on Man City Brighton, so I'll be getting those predictions a little bit later on. Aston Villa Spurs, this is an interesting game. You know why?
Interesting.
Aston Villa's first team, have they been cleared to play this game, or will this game be postponed?
Probably by then they would have been clear to actually play this game, because if they won't be cleared, they go with that team, say each team. They're looking at another 8-0 mauling.
And you know, for Aston Villa, I feel for them because, and Jose Mourinho has come out and said that this game better be played.
Yeah,
because of fixture congestion.
Yeah, because it's in Europa and you're playing a FA Cup and you're playing EFL
And none of their games for Spurs has already been postponed. The game against Fulham. So looking at it from a Mourinho point of view, he even doesn't want to just have games in hand, 3 games in hand. I think he wants to just play the games, win those games, and just
Move
stick with the
forward.
big, stick with the teams in the leading pack.
Because congestion will bring injuries,
Fatigue.
And Mourinho doesn't have that bench that can put first team away and play the second team. So I think he just wants to
do away with that. Like, give me a prediction. We're assuming Aston Villa, it's their first team.
Aston Villa first team against Tottenham, I'm going for a draw.
A draw.
1-1.
I'm going for Spurs here. I think Kane's only will be too much for the Mings and co. They'll be too much.
The Mings and Cons, a partnership there. Okay, fair enough. You're going for a
I'll go
scoreline?
for 2-0 scoreline.
2-0 scoreline. Now, Thursday. Unfortunately, perhaps you're not going to be focusing on this game. Arsenal against Crystal Palace.
Definitely, we're going to win this game at home.
And then I'll just put in mind, Crystal Palace have quite a decent results there at the end.
Very true, but you know, the boys have not come up. You know, we've seen the reinvention of our front three. You know, Saka is coming in splendid form.
Sad that Martinelli now again
out.
looks to be a long-term injury.
Long-term injury, but I hope Aubameyang can actually step up and playing that left wing, and have Lacazette playing as a striker.
Yeah,
so,
Lacazette has been
we can easily
very good form.
Very good form. So you know, like we need.
Don't worry, I'm not trying to rub you the wrong way when I say that. So your prediction for this game?
I'm going for 2-1.
2-1 Arsenal victory. Bruce?
I'm going for Palace. A good 1-0.
That's a Man U fan. That's Man
Yeah,
U.
that's Man
The
U.
Manchester United knew that
They
he's
knew
speaking.
exactly.
Now,
I'm sure Zaha. I'm going for Zaha to score that.
Eze will
But-
he be available? He's been investigated for apparently attending his former team's FA Cup fixture.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's a lot going on at the moment. Let's move over to the results now from the Serie A. I'm thinking the Serie A that's next. Yes, I do know my graphics now. Atalanta looking really, really good, but their star man Gomez has fallen out of the club. I don't know if any of you had that story.
Honestly, I've not heard of it. I'm not sure of it.
Sure.
Anyway, okay. AC Milan 2-0, still going strong.
Yeah.
Do you think this is their season? Do you think this is their season?
Possibility,
There's a
because funny enough, we thought AC Milan is a one-man team, Ibrahimovic.
And he hasn't
but
been playing,
Ibrahimovic
though.
hasn't been playing, so AC Milan has been performing in and out. So
You think they can do it this
yeah,
season?
they can do it if they keep on pushing it that way.
You know, like to keep on pushing that way to compete with Juve toe to toe the whole season is going to be hard for them, because you know you need experience to push all through to the end, and I think Juve there have an upper hand.
Juventus
It
have
should be a
the
very
upper hand.
strong competition between.
It will be
AC
very,
and
very
Juve.
strong. Given that even Juventus have a game in hand, but still, with that game in hand, it still takes them, I think, third at the table. So AC Milan, I think they have a comfortable, I think it's a 4-point cushion, if I'm not wrong. Now, Paps, please, your team,
Inter Milan.
explain.
There's a huge problem. There's a huge problem with Inter Milan. I don't
What is
know.
happening there?
Manchester team
They are second, yes,
I
but what?
think the the recruitment is just poor.
Yeah, I do think so as well.
It's just poor.
I think Conte just buys anyone as long as you're not past the age of 60 years old. But let's just move on. Hellas Verona 2, Crotone 1. Lazio 2, Parma 0. Let's move over to the next set of results. Still in this area. Napoli, they're just going about their business quietly, getting a victory. And then Juventus needing a goal from Ronaldo. Late goals from Ronaldo and Ramsey to see of Sassuolo. Let's move over to La Liga. Unai Emery doing the business there.
He's actually doing
4-0.
fantastic.
He's doing a very good job at Villarreal. Do you feel like you should have kept hold of him for a bit longer?
Emery. I think Emery, like the English Premier League was too much for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Language barrier as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Sevilla 3, Real Sociedad 2. Barcelona look to be getting back on form, and Messi especially.
We are getting back to form. I was so happy about that.
Like ukipata mnyonge, then you crush them 4-0. That's not getting back to form. Mimi mnyonge umepata. If you beat Atletico 4-0.
The last three games we have been winning. So
2 weeks ago they drew with Eibar 1-1 at home.
it's okay. It's okay. But now we are back.
Now this is a Barcelona Real Madrid fight here.
nah.
Real Madrid fan 0-0. Thibaut Courtois came out with some comments. He was calling out the La Liga, the footballing governing body of Spain.
I think it's Zidane.
Was it Zidane? Was
It was
Thibaut
Zidane.
Courtois?
I think it was Zidane.
Even
Zidane,
Courtois
yeah,
came out
yeah.
with some comments as well.
I saw for
Because honestly, that weather was pathetic.
Courtois even said the same thing about the weather now. Valencia down there, doing me proud. 1-0 victors over Real Valladolid. Let's move over to the Bundesliga. See the results from their shocking result on Friday, last Friday. Leave the Leipzig result out of this. Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich, the first loss.
I was on my way for Charles to bring. Yeah, thank you very much, Charles. Gladbach 3, Bayern Munich 2. This is a team that everyone sees is untouchable.
And you have to question, what is the problem? Honestly, I don't understand what's the problem in this Bayern team. Because if you look at even the forward line, they have every striker any club can dream of.
And Gladbach came back from 2-0 down, if I'm not
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other results there that we should be talking about? Leipzig 1, Borussia Dortmund 3. Erling Haaland again.
I didn't expect that.
I didn't expect this as well. I think Leipzig being they're very strong force at home.
Yeah, exactly. They're very strong. I even thought Leipzig will beat Dortmund.
Yeah,
thoroughly.
because we do all remember, it's very fresh in our memories what they did to Manchester United. So I was thinking that Leipzig at home
Which fresh
are a
memory?
strong force to be
memory?
reckoned with.
Which
But
fresh memory?
Dortmund, give credit there to Dortmund, played very, very well. Erling Haaland keeps on scoring. This guy, Man United, will you let that one slip?
And
We're
bought,
going back. We're going back for you.
they let him sleep and bought an old age 60-year-old striker.
Cavani.
Cavani.
Is what he
And
means.
Cavani is scoring. That's the goodness of it.
But
It's not Aubameyang.
the good thing about Cavani is
Then
not
you
even a
move
good
on.
thing. No, Cavani can score a goal and be injured like the whole season.
Cavani is not injured. first of all.
Well, guys, Cavani is not in our rundown today, please. Don't confuse me now. Let's talk about the La Liga. Atletico Madrid, Diego Simeone, their chances of winning the title. Remember, they have 3 games in hand and are still 3 points ahead of Real Madrid. Now, first team I want us to talk about here. I'm going to touch on 3 teams before we go on a break here. Atletico, Real Madrid, and Barcelona. Now, Charles has informed me we have to go on a break. So, guys, we'll go on a short break. But when we come back, La Liga will be our point of focus. And then the midweek games in the EPL, Man City and Manchester United will be on focus as well. Don't go too far. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Soccer 360, straight into La Liga. Atletico Madrid and Simeone, is this their best chance of winning a title in 5 or so seasons? We already know they're 3 points ahead of Real Madrid with 3 games in hand. Let's focus on Atletico first, then we go to Real Madrid and Barcelona, but let's try speeding it up because we have the Manchester clubs to focus on as well. Now, Atletico Madrid, can they do it this
They can
season?
do it. I'll give you 4 reasons. Number 1,
I love reasons.
El Cholo effect. You know El Cholo?
Yeah, no.
Do you know El Cholo?
Please explain.
Do you know El Cholo? El Cholo is Diego Simeone.
Oh, that's his nickname.
That's his nickname.
Okay.
I do my research. Yeah? So El Cholo effect. You know, Diego Simeone has instilled this winning attitude in this team that we can do it. That is reason number 1. Number 2, they have a squad depth. Bringing in Suarez, and partnering with Joe Felix up front there has actually improved this team tremendously. And I hear Diego Costa has terminated his contract with Athletic.
Yeah,
and
he did
they've
actually.
gotten Musa Dembele, another classy.
Has he been confirmed as a loan
I
signing?
think, once Romano says, here we go, it's
Here we go.
it's done, So they have a really huge squad because if you look at that defense, having the likes of Jimenez, Hermoso, the players who are international
Lodi
players.
as well is there.
You understand?
And the thing with the Atletico Madrid, we know them for having a good defense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, can I shock you? Do you know how many goals they've conceded this season?
I don't know.
6.
Jesus.
Yeah.
They have a
6
good,
goals.
good defense. And like every position there in that team, they should be around 2 to 3 players. If you look at that CDM, we have Koke, we have Torreira, there are a lot of players. Carrasco, in the wing of Lemar. Yeah. They have a really huge squad depth. Number 3, slip-ups. If you look at the top 2 clubs, Real Madrid and Barcelona, they are slipping up. Like their players are aging. But if you look at Atletico Madrid, the players are very young and they're coming up.
Yeah.
They're almost getting to their prime. So slipping up of Real Madrid and Barcelona, them strategizing to get in new players is actually an added advantage to Atletico. And honestly, if they're actually never serious, Atletico can actually win the La Liga.
Now, let's do the calculation here. 3 games in hand, they win those 3 games. 3
That's
times
9.
3 is 9.
Yeah.
Plus
Plus
the 3, they're 12
12.
points.
12.
12 points are ahead.
Do you think they don't have, okay, we do know they don't have that experience, the know-hows of the Real Madrid and Barcelona to go the whole mile probably, but they're just as good. They're just as good. That's something we should not write off.
Not even just as good, they're actually very good.
They're actually good, yeah.
Even better. I think if you look at the squad with Real this season, they're actually way better.
You think they do have a better squad than Real Madrid on
They have a
paper?
better.
Yeah,
better squad.
for now they have better because Real, they've just been having the same hours there.
But the squad is even better than Barcelona's.
Yeah, but no.
It is.
Yes, it is.
I think it is.
No,
Look at the defense. Look at the mid.
No.
It is better.
I think it is.
Mid, you can't. It's only Casemiro who I can say is good now.
No,
for
Atletico.
now. No, Atletico, yeah. Atletico, I'm saying it's good, yeah.
Compared to Barcelona's
Compared
squad.
to Barcelona's squad, yeah. But not Real Madrid.
It's better than Real Madrid and Barcelona's. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that one I can accept.
But you deny that it's not better than Barcelona's. I'm seeing you there. I'm seeing you.
But Simeone, this is his time. He can do something.
Second league title as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Second league title he can win.
He can surprise many people because I see Joao Felix and Suarez do something. Even if Costa went, they can go for Dembele. Dembele can score good goals.
Exactly, and you do know they're in less pressure because if the lower teams, the likes of Cadiz, Eibar playing against Real and Barcelona, they'll up their game.
Yeah.
But Atletico, they won't up their game because they're just not.
They're not that
big,
tension. They don't have that
they're under
tension.
less pressure to actually play.
Yeah.
So do you think, with that said, do you think Atletico Madrid are probably right now the second best team in Europe? Because being ahead of Real Madrid and Barcelona means a lot.
Yeah.
Do you think they're the second best team in Europe, just behind Bayern?
I think they are.
Is Bayern even number 1?
I think still.
See, yeah. Ask yourself, is Bayern still number 1? It's still early to say, but Atletico, they're doing something. They're doing something good. They're doing something correct. Simeone has his books, has been doing good tactics, good formation, setting players. Because if you have noticed, the injury list is not that too big and not that too small, just there. And how he trains his players and how the players are very fit is very different from the way Dembele and Coutinho how are getting injured just like that.
So they're number 2 in Europe.
Yeah, they're number 2.
Perhaps number 2 for you in Europe, or number 1?
Definitely number 2.
Not
no, number 1 because if in terms of, I think at this point they're number 1.
Okay, fair enough. Let me just read a comment here. Zlatan is back. He played some minutes on the weekend. It's AC Milan's year. Yes, he's back. He played some minutes, but he didn't start. That's what we're trying to say. And now let's move over to Real Madrid or Barcelona.
Move to Real Madrid. Then you talk Barcelona later.
Okay, now Real Madrid. You can give all the excuses you want. Zidane has come out and said the weather was horrible. No denying that. But Arsenal West Brom played in a worse conditions than this.
Yeah, in a way.
It was actually worse.
You can't put a draw and then start complaining about the weather and complaining about the pitch or something.
Benzema had 2 goals ruled out as well.
I know, but if you can't score, then that's not our problem. If you that's not our part of our problem. If you can't do the game, if you can't
What's
do
going
what,
on with this team?
I think
this team,
just
this
lack the
team is
cutting
just
edge.
down.
They lack the cutting edge. Because if you look at the defense, they're very strong. If Ramos,
with Ramos
they just
and Varane,
lack
the
that
defense is
cutting
quite
edge.
Funny
okay.
enough, Ramos wants out. Ramos wants.
Does he really?
Okay, maybe
There's
he's doing
there
a
are talks of
tactic.
him going to PSG though.
Even Liverpool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Liverpool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ramos wants out. So if Ramos wants out, look for a like 23, 24 player, good defense who can fill the shoes of Ramos there.
You just don't think the
I
squad
feel like
is at par right now. They're not.
It's at par.
They're not
And mostly,
there.
you know, someone like Benzema, if Benzema does not score, then there's no
Another
there's no other person going to
Exactly.
score. And that's the problem. Because
Reliance
if
on Benzema.
Benzema,
You can't rely on one person.
Is age is also a factor here?
Yeah.
yeah,
They're quite. They're
they're aging.
Yeah,
Look
they're
at Kroos,
aging.
look at Modric. They're aging.
Ramos,
They need to revamp that midfield.
Marcelo. They have,
But they do have youngsters. That's another thing we have to.
yeah.
If you look at
okay. The problem with Zidane, I don't know why he doesn't want to play those youngsters because he has Asensio. He has the Isco.
Valverde.
I haven't seen Isco
Valverde.
since when?
Isco apparently is going to be leaving Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Isco is old, 28
doesn't-
years.
Yeah, he's a
Doesn't
bit
get the
experienced.
game
The game time that he needs.
Yeah, he needs. So
Okay.
I haven't seen Isco, Vinicius. You see, He has
Rodrigo
like-
as well is
yeah.
there, and you
He
just
has a
wonder
lot of-
why isn't Zidane? He doesn't trust these youngsters too much.
He doesn't
That's
trust
the
them. You know,
problem.
that's the problem. He's just sticking to the old guns. You know, you can't stick to old tricks and expect results. You
Yeah.
can't.
Fair
You
enough.
have to change.
Fair enough. Viewers, let me know, Real Madrid, what do you think their biggest issue is at the moment? Now, Barcelona started off the season terribly. They've turned the corner, but they still find themselves trailing Atletico.
It's true we started in a bad note, but it's good to see them turning.
A little, they say a little bit, is it too late?
I think it's
For
not
them.
too late.
Atletico Madrid,
I know Atletico are above, but it's not too late. Maybe miracles do happen.
No.
so they can
It's
catch up.
football. They can't catch up.
Maybe they can. I don't know, but
Aren't they
miracles
6
do
points
happen.
already behind Atletico at the
Yeah.
moment?
Yeah.
But miracles do happen. Remember that miracles do happen.
And you do know Barcelona this season, you know, they can just pull up a very surprising result.
Yeah.
Draw with Eibar, Celta Vigo. Funny teams. They draw, you know, those are points gone.
Those are points
like the
being
other time
dropped.
they drew with Eibar. A game which you knew for sure Barcelona are going to beat Eibar.
And the thing with these teams that Real Madrid and Barcelona, what they should know this season is Atletico Madrid are playing these teams and they're putting them away.
Exactly.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Very comfortably.
Very comfortably. Real Madrid and Barcelona seem to be struggling against teams you don't expect them to really be struggling against. But as a Barcelona fan, how good is it to see this man, Lionel Messi,
He's back.
playing to his best?
I think now I don't know if it's psyched because at the end of the summer is going or something, because Messi has started playing good at the end of November. If you have noticed, at the end of November Messi started playing
Yeah.
the way we know Messi plays. So it is good. It's good to see Messi back, because this team is without Messi. It's very fun.
They look very
Very fun.
light-handed without Messi.
Exactly.
At his very, very best.
And the
They
people
look
are,
very,
And
very
you know,
and
something
the people
else.
Are, the people have been left there. The Coutinho, Dembele, they can't stand up from that Messi shadow and do something.
And you know, the most funny thing is the team will pick up form when Messi picks up form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like Messi is he's the go-to guy in
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
team, and there's nothing else we can say about that.
Exactly.
Now, I think let's just close that chapter for La Liga, but let me ask you one question. Atletico Madrid winning the title, yes or no?
Yes.
You
Yeah.
just told me a miracle is going to happen with Barcelona.
Yes, but miracles do happen. Miracles do not happen.
You are so
but-
pro Barcelona. But anyway,
but I'm
Atletico
sure,
Madrid.
I'm sure Atletico will win if they win those 3 games in hand.
Yeah,
very
Yeah, 12 points would be a bit too much.
A bit too much.
Pops, do you see them?
Definitely. They will win. Definitely.
No, fair enough. Viewers at home, tell me what you think. Atletico Madrid, will they win this season's La Liga title? Now, forgive me here, because I'm seeing messages here on WhatsApp, but I just know like 291 messages, but I can't see the messages on the screen. So I'm trying to work that out. Let's just jump in to the English Premier League right now. City United, 2 teams threatening Liverpool's throne.
Start with the City.
Don't put
No, no,
United,
I'm sorry.
don't put United there. honestly.
United are playing fast.
Put City and then we go
You know,
United.
let's be serious a bit. Let's not put title pretenders.
Wow. You know, you're lucky, perhaps, that I cannot seem to see the messages here because I'm sure
but it's-
will be responding
But
to
it's,
that.
it's true.
Let me just even respond on behalf. Which pretenders?
Oh, there, one has come in. Manchester to beat... Wait, I don't understand this. Wait. Manchester to beat Man City 2-1. Okay. Still trying to understand this message. Okay, I see you're typing. Please rectify that message because I don't understand what you mean because they are not playing each other, first and foremost. So just rectify that message. Now, let's start off with United. They play Burnley away from home.
Very tough game.
A very tough game. They normally call these ones, what do they say?
Bogey team.
Banana skid. Something of the sort. You know what I mean? These are the kind of games that big teams usually slip up.
True.
A Burnley away. A cold night in Burnley, they say.
Let me tell you one
What are
thing.
you? But fair enough, United have been playing very, very good football of late
Have been.
in the Premier League.
Wait, what?
In the Premier
In the
League.
Premier League, yes, corrected. Premier League, underline the word Premier League.
In the
and
Premier League.
Symbolic.
They win this game, they go top.
With 3 points.
But then you play Liverpool over the weekend, so we know what will happen there. But anyway, let's just United. How comfortable are you? Burnley is a very tricky place to go. Are you confident? And we know United for always when they really need it, they do not.
something.
Yeah, something just goes utterly
Wrong.
wrong. Do you think they can get this result against Burnley?
Okay, what I can say, Burnley.
You don't sound confident at all.
No, because I know Burnley always threaten us. That one I know. If it could have been Sheffield or something, I could have confidence. But funny enough, with Burnley, it's very tricky. I can't say it's a good win, but we'll just see because the game against Watford, we rested like all of our full team, which was good. So maybe it will give them time because we have Burnley, we have Liverpool next. So you have to see how Bailey.
Important,
how
very,
Bailey,
very important to get the 3 points against Burnley, just
Yeah,
to keep up with Liverpool.
to keep
'cause
up with Liverpool.
If it's an if moment, if you lose to Burnley and lose to Liverpool,
We are
it's a tricky
behind now.
situation.
Yeah.
Back to, I think, 8th something.
Yeah, we'll be back to 8th because
Yeah,
this
2
league is-
losses this season, and
it
Spurs
takes you-
Spurs are 4
yeah.
points behind you guys as well.
It'll take you back to number 8. But I see something in Burnley because first of all, Cavani will be back. Thank you, Lord. Cavani will be back in that game.
Not like Cavani will do anything out of the extraordinary.
My friend, if you don't know, Cavani is like a poacher. We don't have that number 9. You can put Marshall.
Let me cut you short before
Let me
Kevin
Marshall
talks. Someone
start
says here,
something.
Burnley will be looking for a draw. Very, very well said.
Yeah.
Burnley, we know how Burnley play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Burnley
rugby
look for a
football.
draw.
Exactly.
It's just boom, boom,
Boom,
boom,
boom,
boom, forward
yeah,
to Woods
exactly.
and Barnes and hope for
Yeah.
something.
But
Let me tell you something. I think I'll even stand for this. Let me tell you something. You see, Manchester United is Bruno Fernandes. And Bruno is Manchester. Going by how they played against Man City, whereby Bruno was fatigued. I think Man United. That's
Do you
called
agree with
burnout.
that, by the way?
That is burnout.
So many people have been saying this, and it's evident we can see it as well. Bruno does not perform. United
The whole
doesn't.
team.
yeah, that's true.
And you know, that's
true.
that's a problem.
Yeah.
itself.
If you haven't noticed, since Bruno signed in, and look at the records how Manchester have been playing, it's very perfect. If Bruno doesn't perform that game is
Yeah, you
in
saw him
shambles.
against City, you saw him against Arsenal earlier in the season.
He was
Once
giving,
he's shut down.
He was giving bad passes. I wondered why Ole was just keeping him in until the end. They're thinking maybe Bruno will do one magic or something. But Bruno was
Do you think
just
Ole
out.
normally sets up in that way? Because he's someone that people normally say he has no game plan. He has no
game
idea.
plan.
He just
It's
goes and
true.
hopes Bruno turns up. Do
No,
you think that's what it is?
like he just hopes Bruno does
But-
something. And I told you, I think 3 weeks ago, I said it here. In order to get Manu clicking, get a good CDM, one Kante type, then let Bruno and Pogba go out and enjoy themselves.
Talking about Pogba, there's talk that he's injured.
Yeah, but
Pogba, Bay, and
no, it's
Pogba, Lindelof,
Pogba, Lindelof, and Shaw.
and Shaw. Apparently,
And
there
they
are talks
hope,
that they're
and they
injured.
hope. I think this Burnley game they won't be playing, so they hope they'll be fit for
That's
the
another
Liverpool
problem.
game.
Well-
No, that's not a problem.
Oh,
we
he's rectified.
have-
He has rectified his message. He said, sorry, Manchester United to win 3-0 against Burnley. Fair enough.
dreams.
There's an Arsenal fan here. Smith Rowe is on fire.
Exactly.
I think Smith Rowe will replace Ozil.
Definitely.
Anyway.
That boy's on fire.
It's too early to say.
Arsenal out of the picture. Let's go and focus now on Burnley. How afraid are you of Burnley and how they play? You know it's a long ball kind of situation.
They like long balls, and they have a good goalkeeper, Pope. So
And they have two big men up front,
yeah,
Woods and Barnes.
Woods and Barnes.
Now, Harry Maguire, I remember the game last season at Old Trafford when Burnley won 2-0.
Yeah.
The first goal. It was absolute shambolic defending from Manchester United. I think it was Woods who scored that goal, if I remember correctly. Are you confident with Maguire against these two big lads up front?
I ain't confident if it's Maguire and Lindelof playing up front.
But Lindelof is injured, so probably he's not going to be available for this game.
I hope Bailey is very fit because they said Bailey, it was just a knock, not...
But you know, with Bailey, if it's a knock, it's probably even 3 months out.
I know. It wasn't that big knock. It was just that knock when you slam down.
I do like Bailey.
Yeah.
I normally say that I think he's the best defender
best
United
defender,
have.
yeah.
But he's made of glass. That is a problem.
That's the problem.
They might say it's a knock. He'll be back this game and he's out for 3 months.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. Now, Paps here. Harry Maguire, how does he deal with this? Woods and Barnes.
Man.
Do you think he'll be able to handle those two guys?
You cannot expect a fridge to do anything against Woods. You know, Woods is a clinical. You know what? Woods is that poacher who he gets a ball, he doesn't think of doing anything. Shoot the ball. You know, typical rugby. And that's what Burnley play.
Yeah,
and you know, Maguire cannot keep up with that. That's as in the kind of play. Typical clown.
It's a game that we do know United will dominate possession.
They'll
and probably
possession,
dominate chances as well.
Exactly. Against Burnley, every team dominates possession.
But you have to take your chances because you know Burnley will just be hoping for that one long ball
counter.
and they get through. Yeah.
Exactly.
Prediction for this game?
I say a 2-1. Clean sheet is very a problem in this Manchester United.
A 2-1 victory to United. You didn't sound confident at first when you started discussing this game, but fair enough, you've gone for 2-1 victory to
I go
boys.
for 2-1, and I'm sure Rashford and Cavani doing something.
Okay. Rashford and Cavani have had it. If they're putting a bet there, Rashford and Cavani to be the goal scorers. Perhaps
this is the beginning of the downfall of Manchester United, and this is the beginning of all out. I think I'm going for a 2-0.
It's very
to Burnley.
it's very funny. He was just saying like last week before went for holidays. You remember he was saying Arteta out.
okay, fair enough.
That's a story for another day.
That's a story for another day.
For another day.
Now let's move over to Man City now. This is another team. They look good. They look good. I don't know.
They
Since the Chelsea game, I do not know what has happened to them. They
had problems.
They had a little bit of problems. They weren't scoring as many goals. They weren't as fluent as their usual selves. But then they've just, I don't know where this Chelsea game and that performance came out from.
This is another typical. Same problems with Man U. Once De Bruyne is not taking, the whole team is not taking.
The whole team doesn't take.
Because honestly, if you looked at even at that Chelsea game, who was pulling the strings definitely has to be De Bruyne.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and if De Bruyne, at this point, De Bruyne is getting back to his form, providing those
Yeah.
neat passes, and I see them actually, like getting somewhere on top of the league.
Man City. Now, Bruce, Man City here. Now, these guys, they look better than ever in this season. Not like since Pep took over, but better than ever in this current season that we are in. Do you think they are, of course, they are the main threats of Liverpool for the title. Do you think they can actually win it?
I don't see them.
With how they've been playing of late. Let's not look at November and stuff. But of these recent games have been absolutely terrifying.
Because funny enough, Man City have just been playing their 8-9 position.
Now they're coming up and they have a game in hand as well.
Yeah, they have a game in hand. So if they win those games in hand, they'll be there at the top 3.
They have two games in hand. That's 6 points.
Yeah. They'll be there top 3.
That's somewhere in top 3.
If they can do something.
If they win this game, they go top 3.
Yeah.
Because I think Spurs play after them.
After them, yeah. So we'll have to see what they can do, because I can't say, because this time around it's permanent or it's just for show.
Yeah, Man City I think Man City are guilty for being sometimes a bit inconsistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what Pep was doing. He was trying to steady that ship, and I think that the ship is very steady. Because if you look at that defense, also Brahim Diaz is very, very quality.
Yeah,
defender.
he looks very,
He
very
has stabilized
quality.
that defense. The midfield is okay. De Bruyne is now taking. The strike force a bit, but they're getting the goals.
And
That's
Aguero
the
now
good
has to self-isolate as well because he came into contact
Exactly.
with someone.
But
Yeah.
you know,
who
like,
had the coronavirus.
coronavirus.
at least they're chipping in goals from everywhere. Mahrez is scoring, Sterling is scoring.
So don't you
at
think this
least
team
now-
will be even more dangerous with Aguero in this squad?
If Aguero comes back, it will be so dangerous.
Because honestly, toe-to-toe with any club, and City are better. Even Liverpool.
Yeah, player for player.
Even as in current form, even Liverpool.
Yeah, current
are
form,
outside.
yeah. Man City, I think, are the most informed team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
United are going to... People will argue United are the most informed team, given their
If-
results.
no, just look us against away games. It was only Leicester which was a draw. But against any team away, we are 100%
Okay,
sure.
money out. We are talking City now.
City, honestly, they do have a chance. Because
do.
if Liverpool continue losing points, dropping points, they do have a chance. Because Liverpool, you know, if they don't steady that defense, playing
Liverpool has a problem.
Fabinho and Henderson
Even-
in defense and you
Even
know,
that,
coming against
that weekend game, if they don't sort their defense, I'm 100% sure we will win.
He's come,
100%
he's
sure.
come with a prediction so early here about
It's
United
very
and Liverpool. What's your
I'm
prediction for that game?
100%
By the way,
sure.
since you won't be here over the weekend, what's your prediction?
I give it a 2-1 because
United.
I'm sure clean sheet is a very problem with this United. Very, very sure.
Okay, we have 3 minutes left. Let's finish off with City. But let me get your prediction for that game.
Liverpool.
Liverpool United.
Obvious.
I'll go, of course, Liverpool defense is a bit pathetic. I'll go for a 4-2 in favor of Liverpool.
Liverpool, I,
Because they
yeah, I
score
think,
goals for
yeah.
fun.
I think their attack
Yes.
their attack is proper.
Proper.
The problem is when Shaw
Anyway,
comes in.
City, Brighton.
City Brighton.
City
Of
Brighton.
course, I'm going for a City win.
It's obvious it's a City win. Brighton can't.
They can't
Dunk.
match up. I think 3-0.
Do you
Give that
think
really.
Brighton? I've watched a number of Brighton games, and it's a team that they're just allergic to winning. They play so well.
They play, but
But they
the
just
good
can't get
counter
the
and
3
everything.
points.
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you think is
Maybe-
going on there? I think it's like they're allergic to getting 3 points.
I think they just are not clinical in front of goal. And if you're not clinical in front of goal, you will be punished.
You see,
This is
City
EPL.
punishing them, and then it's at
they'll
the
punish
head
them.
as well.
They'll punish them. You know, Foden is
I won't-
on a whole other different
I
level
won't
right
be
now.
surprised if they punish them 5-0.
Okay,
Definitely.
5-0
Yeah.
to City.
I think even a 4-0.
4-0 to City. Can you get into Twitter, please, and just read for me some of those comments? A 2-2 draw Burnley vs Man United. Fair enough. You didn't leave your name. Drew, do remember to leave your name once you leave your comment. 1-0 win to Burnley. Sorry to this second half team.
It's true. As with most of the game we play second half.
Oh, Benson, you've written. Is this an essay you've written for me here? Anyway, I'm Benson. I'm a United fan from Meru. I'm vouching for United to win the Burnley game tomorrow. We have learned our mistakes, and nowadays we can easily break down defensive teams. I know Burnley will sit back and wait for a point. Tonzebe will partner Maguire in the central defense, and we won't miss Lindelof, who is doubtful. Kindly inform your panelist, Bruce, for that matter, that Cavani is still banned for the Burnley match. I thought it was 3
No,
games. It's still
the 3 games are over.
He still goes ahead and
over.
says, Benson, by the way, thank you for sending this essay in. Man City are still strong title contenders. He has stabilized their defense, and I think Aguero is getting much fitness, which is a plus for the team. The problem with Bruce, he's always 100% sure. That is an impossibility in football. Another message has come in here, City to win 4-0, but they are struggling. I think City have looked good in recent games. I don't think they are struggling. Perhaps, do you have some Twitter messages there?
Twitter, there's nothing in Twitter. Just one comment from, this is at Stinkmina21. Says, lovely watching the show.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you very much. Stinkmina.
Stinkmina.
Thank you very much at Stinkmina for your comments. And I want to thank also the ones who... I'm sorry, I think there are more comments here, more chats here, because I'm seeing there are so many chats up here, but I'm just seeing some of the messages not streaming in. But anyway, thank you very much for sending in your feedbacks and your comments on what we have been discussing. Guys, I think we have 1 minute left. Let me ask Charles. Charles, 1 minute. Let me sign. Hey, okay. Let me sign out, Charles. Now, the guys, thank you very much for coming through. Bruce, thank you very much. Good luck in your game against Burnley tomorrow. Paps, thank you very much for coming through. Good luck in your game against Palace on Thursday. Now, let me thank everyone who has tuned into the show and everyone who has made this possible, from the camera crew to everyone behind in the gallery. Charles and his crew, thank you very, very much for making this a possibility. Now, we'll catch up again on Saturday, as we will be previewing the big game, Liverpool taking on United at Anfield. You don't want to miss that. Now, until then, stay blessed, keep safe, and enjoy the rest of the afternoon.